Hey all, it's Edo from the Elite Pathways Facebook page. It's the weekly wrap. Hope everyone's had a good week, and we're going to kick it off with the NRL from last week. A victory, a 23-22 win over the Redcliffe Dolphins up on Bundaberg. Looked like a really good turnout and a nice day. It's definitely something that I wouldn't mind doing, hopefully next year. But yeah, definitely it looks like a really good day out, and good to see so much local support as well, wearing blue and white. So we're doing a good job with that. And yeah, I thought we started a bit slow in the game and looked a bit sluggish with the ball. Gave away a few penalties early on as well, and just couldn't get a good look at their line. I thought they had better field position, and then they ended up scoring first. And I thought, we just wasted a few opportunities to get downfield and failed to find touch. Matt Burton penalty, and later on Reid Marnie kicked out on the full. So again, the leaders putting us under pressure. It just doesn't give us, the ideal start in games, and we can't afford to always start from behind. But anyway, we did grow into the game. The Dolphins made too many errors in this game, and it just kept us in it, thankfully. And the middle 40 minutes, we really dominated this game. And I thought we were going to kick on, but we just couldn't really get away. It was 17-8, and I thought, we'll go on with this. But the big fella on the centre beat a couple of defenders, and he put them back into the game. Mal Meninga, Val Tavare. But, and then we, to our credit, we did fight back into the game, and, that's good, to come back from being behind after leading, and, and then a late tackle on Harrison Edwards with a few minutes to go, and the ball came loose and put our defence under pressure. And I just had a feeling we were going to crack, and they ended up scoring again. But luckily, it was a toughish kick with the wind up, and he missed it. So luckily we got the win, and I thought, the Dolphins made a lot of errors in this game and kept us in it. But we'll take the win. I think there's quite a fair bit to like in the game. I thought our intent and our line speed in defence was definitely an improvement. The players just looked more up for it this week, and I don't know if that comes with playing in such a small ground with, the atmosphere. Sometimes it gets lost at ANZ, but it's we're definitely up for it more this week. And looking at some of the performances, I thought Tavita Pangai Jr. was really good. Kept it simple and put away all the fancy offloads and just concentrated on getting us forward, and it really helped the pack. And, I thought some of the other middles were good as well. Max King, Ryan Sutton played a little bit before the line. He was good. Liam Knight did a couple of good things for his first game. And Harrison Edwards was, he is a classy player. He made a couple of really good cover defence tackles, saving us a couple of tries. So, it was good to see. Reid Marnie's defence certainly improved. It's been under a bit of scrutiny lately, but he put a couple of really good hits on much bigger guys, and he sort of was leading with his defence, which can really spur on his teammates, and he needs to do more of that. Matt Burton, he did some good things, but I was a little bit disappointed with a few of his reads in defence. He sometimes gets caught out. He's done that a couple of times lately. So it's something to keep an eye on. But, I thought Blake Wilson had a very involved game. He's coming out of yardage, and his kick returns were really good. He gets involved in sets, not just from a winger's point of view, but he takes a few forward carries, and he's gaining more and more confidence the more he plays. And he was in open space a couple of times. I think Avrilo put him into holes, and he did panic a little bit and threw a forward pass in, Also, he kicked when he probably should have passed, and I think Braden Burns would have scored. But that'll come. He'll learn from that. And when he gets into those situations next time, we hope he'll learn from it and he'll do it a little bit differently. And lastly, having Viliame Kikau back in that team was a massive difference. He just showed exactly what we've been missing all year. That presence on the edge and the try that he scored, he just attracts defenders. And, some of his runs were really damaging. And, that really lifts the team as well. A bit like with Reid Marnie's defence in this game, some of the Kikau's runs were just, inspirational. And this is only his first game back. He's only going to get better and better with the more games he plays. So hopefully we see more of that in the coming weeks. It was good to get the two. I thought we played pretty well, and it was good to get the 2 points. But there's definitely more room for improvement. But we'll take the bye and then come back against the Knights, which won't be an easy game up there, and hopefully we can go to another level. On to New South Wales Cup, and they had a 26-16 loss to the Roosters. Last place, Roosters. Ryan Gray, Franklin Pele and Jonathan Sewer got tries, and Bailey Hayward kicked 2 goals. So this game marked the return of Luke Thompson, who's been out all year. And he played quite well in his return game. He played 32 minutes, 9 hit-ups, 103 metres, 43 post-contact, and 15 tackles. Pretty good numbers for a guy that's been out for a long time. Ryan Gray topped the tackle count with 35, and Jaden Tanner ran for the most metres, 172 metres, and Paul Alamotti had 4 offloads. I think they're just struggling a bit at the moment because there's been a few changes into the team over the last month. And, there's been no players consistently in each position over those weeks. It's chopped and changed a fair bit. They're still missing quite a few players that were there in the middle part of the year that were doing well. And hopefully they'll come back into the team before the finals and into the finals. Players such as... I think there needs to be a bit of a change to the spine as well. I think Rajab needs to go back to 5'8". Hayward at halfback will stay there, and Papali'i back to fullback. I think that's when we're playing our best footy in Cup during the year, and perhaps get players back such as Jackson Tapine, Kai Ward, Declan Casey, even Skelton, Hughes and Moran. Edwards, Flanagan, Hotboy. I think they'll all make a big difference to this side. It's just, getting through the next... Well, we're going to bye this week, so that'll help. So hopefully we get a few more back next week. It probably didn't help the Cup team where NRL played in Bundaberg on the weekend, and they had to take up an extended squad. So quite a few... Well, there was a few players that didn't play any rugby league at all last week. So... hopefully that changes next week and we'll start to see some better results. So we saw this week Gus on Twitter confirmed that Curtis Moran has agreed to terms with the club to extend, and also he's in negotiations with forward Harrison Edwards and Blake Wilson to go along with the 2 signings that we've made externally, Blake Taff from South for 2 years, and also Jamin Salmon from Penrith for 2 years. So pretty exciting. The squad's starting to take shape for next year. And next week, I'm going to break it down a little bit with the squad, to the 2023/24 rosters. And, it's a pretty short week with the pathways, with only Jersey Flegg and the Queensland teams playing. So I have a little bit more time to delve into the squad. Should be interesting. So in Jersey Flegg, we had a 22-all draw with the Sydney Roosters, who were coming first. So that's not a bad result. It was played at our home at Belmore on Friday night, I think it was. Yep. It was before the cup game. I couldn't get out there actually. I know a few people that went, and they told me a bit about what happened in those two games. And yeah, look, we started well apparently. A try was scored through centre William Afualo, a long range effort, and we're up 6-0. And then I think the Roosters hit back at about 20 minutes in. It was 6-all, and then we scored a couple, and it was 16-6 for a while. And then around the 55th minute, for about a 10-minute period, the Roosters went bang, bang, bang and scored 3 tries and took a 22-16 lead. And then 2 minutes left, Joey O'Neill went over and scored, and it was converted by Jonah Glover. So, yeah, another come-from-behind late win after leading. So, yeah, not a bad result, especially with a team coming first and being the dominant side all year. It gives us a bit of confidence going into the finals, because I'm pretty sure we're going to play them again. And, yeah, it maintains that spot in the top 2, which is important. And I think it's a 6-team final, so the top 2 teams will probably get a week off, I'd say. So, yeah, they play South Sydney. It's the only Dogs game this weekend in Jersey Flegg. And that's at Redfern on Saturday, I think 1 p.m. So hopefully we'll get a few people out there who can tell me about it. If I can't make it, I'm hoping to get there. That's tomorrow. So, yeah, they're coming 11th or something. They're second last South. So an opportunity there to maintain our spot in the top 2 and press on towards the finals. It's a very strong side named. One of our best sides, I think, named all year. We've got a couple of New South Wales Cup players dropping back. Mazzoni and Suar, Hayes, Zach Montgomery. So they've all played a little bit of New South Wales Cup, but they're needed in that Flegg side, and coming through the finals, we're going to need those guys. So, yeah, anyway, good luck to the boys, and we'll see how they go. We'll talk about that game next week. So the season comes to an end for Sydney Shield and Ron Massey Cup. On the weekend, Moorebank Rams went down 36-18 to Wentworthville, and Ron Massey Cup had a win over Wentworthville 26-14. So it's good to see them going out of the season with a win, but it's been a pretty disappointing season for both teams coming last. So I think it was a bit of an experiment this year with the Ron Massey Cup Bulldogs coming back into the competition, becoming the Bulldogs, and not using another club. And I think was sort of adjusting to how we utilise that competition going forward. There was a lot of changes each week, no real consistency, and that quite often 1 week they go from Jersey Flegg and then the following week back to Ron Massey. So it's pretty hard to build combinations, but I still do think that they use this competition more as a means to get players ready to play against older guys and then take them back to Flegg, and then they should be at a higher level because they're playing against guys who are the same age, but they've had that experience of playing against older guys who are more seasoned. So hopefully, we'll see that come to better results next year once it starts to get a bit more ingrained into them. But yeah, this year was a bit of an experiment, I think. And the Sydney Shield side, they had a large number of players missing throughout the year, and I think maybe the Bulldogs need to give them better access to players. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but maybe, as part of the extended squad of Jersey Flegg, where players from SG Ball can maybe play a bit more for Moorebank Rams rather than throw them straight into Jersey Flegg. As a bit of a stepping stone to Flegg and Ron Massey, they could use Moorebank Rams. But that's just something, I think it might be, worth considering, but, I'm sure they've got their own plans. So that's all from me. Hope everyone has a good weekend, and good luck to the Jersey Flegg boys against South on Saturday, and also the Queensland Cup boys. And we'll talk next week.